morning and afternoon and evening. It's Dee and it's time for demos. How's everybody doing? Oh my god. Is my voice echoing? Or is that just the game freaking me out? It's called Shrine of Haunts. It's in I put the title in the corner. Did see that? I'm just so smart. SMRT? Okay, where is. There we go. Just by coincidence, a lot of the demos that are out for this next fest are spooky visual novel stuff. So I'm like, it's my time. It's my time! Is this. It is spooky, yes. I will pull up the synopsis because this is, it's a Chinese developer, I think, because literally when I opened up the game, everything was in Chinese. I found the language settings buried. It ain't October yet. Scary is relevant the whole year. Spooky plays Higurashi every single week as she has for the past year. Spooky plays spooky games. I know, what a crazy concept. Alrighty. I guess Hollow Knight wouldn't count as spooky, but yeah. So yeah, just by coincidence, there were so many spooky visual novel-esque ones. This time around, I was like, welp, let's just do a stream where we play demos based on genre. And that way, you know, we get the spooky ones out of the way, and then tomorrow we can play some chill ones. What's the game about? 1 second! I'm getting the synopsis. Because even I don't know. Alright, in the summer of 1990... So we go into the past. You return to the secluded mountain village of Iwao as your grandfather falls critically ill. The village shrine is set to seal the yokai Tsuchigumo. Oh, yes, the earth spider. Zexio, if you're here, there's gonna be spiders. Don't be dumb this time. As the Mushi Okuri festival nears, its ritual flames may awaken a 1,000-year-old curse. So I know Mushi means, like, insect. Okuri? Insect favor? Maybe? I guess we'll find out. So here we go. Early this morning, my parents left the village and drove back to Tokyo. Before leaving, Mom was worried I'd messed something up on my own, so she dragged me out of bed and kept fussing while packing. I left your allowance in the drawer. Don't just eat instant noodles. Go to town and buy some vegetables. After a very terrifying start, Mother is like, you better eat your greens. Hang on. There we go. Yeah. And make sure to visit your grandfather at the hospital. So why are they leaving him here and they get to go back to Tokyo? Shouldn't it be the other way around? I'm assuming he's a high school kid. Remember to lock the door at night. Don't watch TV too late. And don't stay up too long. Okay, just go already. If you keep dragging this out, you'll miss the expressway's morning discount period. There's a morning discount period for the expressway? That's crazy! I mean, I know about, like, toll roads and stuff. I've never heard of a toll road that has a discount period where it's cheaper. Also, this is not a knock on the developer because multiple languages is hard, but I like how you can tell its original language isn't English because of the way the words get cut off. Because no native English speaker would let words get cut off like that midway through a line. It adds to the charm. It feels like we're playing like a rough translation. It's definitely just translated one for one, yeah, without the coding being adjusted. But I mean, it's a demo. They can polish it. Like I said, it adds to the charm. It feels like we snagged this off the visual novel database or something like that. And it's like someone's like, look, I'm a translator, not a programmer. Fan translation from 2002, exactly. The secret imported game that will be the next hit. You heard it here first. As my parents' car slowly drove out the village entrance, the engine's roar gradually disappeared into the morning mists of the mountain, and the surroundings finally grew quiet. Oh, I love the look of this. This is this is a very specific thing, but since most of us are Furumoka watchers, we probably know about it. Like the old Bishoujo games from like the 80s and early 90s, where before they could do art, like scan and draw, hand drawn artwork. Everything was like pixel art, including the CGs. It's giving that vibe. Sunlight streamed through the gaps of the paper sliding door, scattering molted patterns across the tatami. The air carried a faint scent of wood and dust. This old house belonged solely to my grandfather. He had lived here alone since the post-war years. Without your grandmother? What happened to Grandma? Uh-oh. Actually, what happened to your kids? What do you mean you lived alone since the post-war years? Our family lives in Tokyo, and we haven't kept much contact with him. Even our occasional phone calls were brief. Mom says he's a stubborn old man who refuses to leave the village. Just the random hating out there alone. We came here this time because Grandpa suddenly fell ill and was hospitalized. Now that he's out of danger and since I'm on summer break, I volunteered to stay here for a while. Oh, you volunteered. Okay, so summer break. I guess that makes sense. I looked around. This Japanese-style house, steeped in time, was so quiet it felt like I could hear the echoes of the past. Oh, we can examine stuff. Okay. I wasn't expecting there to be like point and click mechanics too. I thought it was just straight up a visual novel. I pressed the power button and the old TV screen flickered before lighting up. The morning news was on. With a professional smile, the weather announcer reported today's temperature. Cloudy skies in the area today. The high will be 33 degrees. Please take precautions against heat stroke. Blech. It sure is Japan in the summer. Oh, you guys can't see it because I hit the cursor. One sec. I didn't think we were going to be using the cursor at all, so I hit it. But yeah, there's like little magnifying glass. Nope, there we go. I patted the cushion on the tatami mat. It felt surprisingly soft, though the center had sunken in. I could still faintly feel the warmth left behind from sitting there for long periods. This must be where Grandpa always sat. The image of him holding a teacup and squinting at a book surfaced in my mind. Okay. I guess the calendar. On the wall hung an old-fashioned calendar. On the page it was turned to, the date of the Obon festival was circled in bright red ink. So Obon is the beginning of August, usually. Well, I don't mean usually. I think it's the same every year, but yeah. It's like somewhere around August 4th, I think. It'll be mid-August soon. Never mind! I was off a little bit. Summer vacation always flies by. It's already almost halfway over. Yeah, in Japan, they only get like a month of summer vacation as opposed to like, you know, the 3-4 months we get in the US. This bookshelf was packed with thick volumes, their spines printed with yellowing letters. Mostly medical books, history magazines, and some foreign texts. Grandpa was a medic? 1 month? Yeah. It starts like middle of July, and they come back end of August or beginning of September. And oftentimes during that 1 month break, they're given homework. And sometimes there's like a forced school, like, camping activity they have to go to. Like, that's basically forced summer school. Because in Japan, the school, like for us, the school year September to September to June. So summer break is the break between years. In Japan, their school year goes April to March. So summer break is literally in the middle of the school year. So from my understanding, they try and keep it as short as possible so kids don't miss out on too much schooling, basically. And don't forget the Saturdays. Yeah, though that got abolished sometime in the 80s, 90s. Or rather, it was no longer mandatory. Some schools still did it. August to May? I mean, there's a little bit of difference. But roughly, you know, it's from the fall season to the summer season. As opposed to Japan, it's spring to spring. I pulled out one at random. The dense text made my scalp tingle? Your brain's catching on fire, I guess. In the corner, the electric fan was spinning with a loud hum, exuding a nostalgic aura. More than a breeze, it was blowing damp air mixed with the scent of tatami mats. This model might be older than I am. But in this old house without air conditioning, it's arguably the most reliable companion of the summer. Yeah, though old Japanese houses are built to allow breezes and stuff through, from my understanding. That's why everything has the sliding doors, and everything was made with, like, the paper to let, like, light in. And also you could take down the doors and, like, create different rooms and stuff. Just the door, then. I slid open the wooden door just a crack. Outside was the familiar hallway. Sunlight streamed through the glass, and tiny dust particles floated in the air. No portal to another world, no strange phenomena. But the sliding sound of the door was surprisingly crisp. Clack, 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 clack. Somehow the sound was oddly satisfying. Yeah, the sound of the sliding doors in, like, anime and stuff always sound super nice. There doesn't seem to be anything in particular to do. Mom woke me up too early this morning, and I still felt groggy, like my head was soaking in warm water. Oh well, maybe I'll nap a bit more. No one's going to stop me anyway. Thinking that, I lay down on the tatami by the doorway, stretching out my limbs and letting my body sink into the soft mat. The fan continued its rhythmic whirring, blowing warm air across my skin, carrying the distinct scent of tatami that somehow made me relax. My consciousness began to blur, and my eyelids grew heavy. Uh-oh. In a hazy daze, I vaguely heard a rustling sound coming from the entrance. Someone came in? Did my parents forget something and come back for it? My sluggish mind struggled to surface. I blinked a few times as my vision gradually cleared. Okay then. Ma'am. Ma'am. It really is an old school visual novel. That's an angle. It sure is. Now, how do I get the text to advance? Oh, I have to click on her? Ah. It's Sayoko. The girl from the neighboring house I'd met a few times before. She seemed to be around the same age as me. At that moment, the corners of her... I can't believe you had that ready. It just about killed me. I have had this floating around in the sources of this scene for, I swear to God, at least a year. I think I put it in here the very first time we were gonna be playing Iwahime or something like that. Break glass in case of fan service. Yeah. Because I remember Fuamoko, when they were playing a visual novel, they had Pero ready to go to censor stuff. So I was prepared. Yep. So literally in my sources, it's called censor. So it's in there, and there, for those who don't stream, there's like little eye icons beside all your sources that you can like click, and like you can toggle it on and off. So I just have to go and click the eye, and poof, we've got the monkey. I positioned it in the center of the screen ages ago. At that moment, the corners of her mouth curled into a meaningful smile, as if amused by something. No, to be precise, she was looking down at me, still sprawled out on the tatami mat, in a pitiful state. Oh, hell no, I have to click on her dress. My gaze involuntarily shifted downwards. Oh, it's this kind of game, alright. Today, Sayako was wearing a light pink dress. The hem stopped just above her knees. What are we playing? It's supposed to be a horror visual novel, but they decided they were going to be lewd at the same time as well. So, here we are. Nothing is above the knees. Yeah, just above her knees. I don't know about that. And swayed slightly with her movement. Sunlight filtered into the room through the window, casting a soft glow that made the fabric appear even lighter. My eyes paused there, and it felt like my heart skipped a beat. Oh, you dirty, dirty boy. As the dress fluttered slightly, a deeper shadow became... Whoa, child! Just as I was starting to lose focus. Hey, where are you looking? With a voice tinged with mild annoyance, Sayako suddenly stepped forward, her shadow falling across my face. Don't step in front of his face when you're wearing a dress. What are you doing? I snapped back to reality and was about to make up an excuse, but then I saw the mischievous grin tugging at her lips. If you don't get up, I just might step on you, you know. Oh, I think he would like that. She lifted her foot and gave it a little shake in the air as if teasingly threatening me. What? Zexu likes to be stepped on? Fork found in kitchen. She might not look dangerous, but I get the feeling she'd actually do it. What did you say? You heard me! I quickly pushed myself up from the tatami and rubbed my still groggy eyes. And now she looks her age. In the other shot, she looked like she was like 20-something. She'd already made herself at home, plopping down on the floor cushion in front of the low table without hesitation. Her movements were casual, like she owned the place. This art is pretty. It is super nice. I do love the art style. I was just not expecting the very questionable angle. I quickly ran a hand through my messy hair, still ruffled from napping, and sat down too, though my mind was still stuck on how she got in here in the first place. I'm calling it now. There's gonna be a scene where like a shrine maiden or someone wearing a lot of white falls in the water. It might not be in the demo, but it's gonna be in the full game. Trust me. How she got here in the first place? The door? Oh, his name's Hayato. He's actually got a name. I mean, most visual novel protagonists have names. How did you get in here? I knocked, you know. But when there was no response for ages, I just used the key to come in. Sayako crossed her arms and replied as if it were the most natural thing in the world. She paused, then raised an eyebrow at me. What if you'd passed out from a gas leak or something? Well, that's ominous. Also, you probably would have been able to smell the gas if, there was that bad a gas leak. Then again, this is 1990. Maybe they don't put stuff in gasoline, like natural gas yet, that makes it smell. If things had been worse, I might have walked in to find a crime scene straight out of a mystery novel instead of you just lazing around. This girl, I was just sleeping, but she made it sound like I almost died or something. I sighed and held my forehead. Oh, right. There was something even more important I needed to ask. Wait a second. The real question is, how do you have a key to the house? Your aunt gave it to me. She asked my dad to look after you, so I kind of got dragged into the job too. And where is this aunt? Isn't this a bit too much? I know Mom's worried about me living alone in the countryside, but... Oh, wait. It's a weird translation then, I think. Because... in a lot of Asian languages, you refer to... like, friends' moms and stuff like that as auntie. So I think she got the key from his mom, but there was like machine translation snafu or something. Because I'm like, if he has an aunt in town, why isn't he living with her then? Having the neighbors look after me just feels awkward. Trust me, high schoolers cannot look after themselves. It's not for a whole month anyway. At that moment, Sayoko tilted her head and gave me a look. Like she was thoroughly enjoying my embarrassed, helpless expression. Somehow, I had a feeling the days ahead won't be so peaceful. Oh, you don't know the half of it. Feels like they're overreacting a little. I let out a sigh and leaned back against the tatami mat. Sayoko lightly kicked her legs, a smug smile playing on her lips, like she could see right through me. So, you're seriously planning to come check on me every day? Check on you? That sounds harsh. I came to take care of you, you know. No, thank you. But I don't need to be taken care of. I can live on my own just fine. Too bad your mom doesn't think so. And hey, I'm your neighbor. What's so strange about dropping by? Ah, his stomachs. Just then, an awkward sound filled the room. On the second monitor, yeehaw! It was my stomach. I froze, too embarrassed to say anything. Ah, so you haven't eaten lunch yet? I guess not. Is it already that late? I quickly looked away, hoping to salvage a bit of pride. Well, good thing I brought something. With that, Sayoko pulled out a food container and placed it on the low table with a flourish, like performing a magic trick. Where did you pull that from? Amber-colored broth had seeped out along the lid, and a familiar savory aroma wafted up as I leaned in. Is this nikujaga? Ew! For lack of a better word, nikujaga is meat and potatoes. Yep. Not sure if it's your kind of thing, though. Like, niku is literally meat, and jaga is potato. Literally, it's like stewed meat and potatoes. But it's not a soup. Like, they scoop it out of the broth and stuff like that. I picked up a pair of chopsticks and took a bite. The potatoes were soft and melted in my mouth. The meat soaked up all the flavor, perfectly balanced between sweet and salty. It was better than I expected. Wait, did you make this yourself? Of course. How is it? So, I guess. Tastes amazing. It's really good. Right? I put a lot of effort into it. You do not ever tell someone there is an issue with their cooking unless it is actually inedible. You accept food prepared for you with grace and gratitude, and after you eat the food, you can give your opinions about how to improve it. But do not shit on someone's hard work by saying their food isn't good. She lifted her chin slightly, looking proud, as if it was only natural it turned out well. It's true, way better than the stuff you'd buy outside. Well, you're from the city. I had to step up my game. What is your problem with city people anyway? Picky, fussy, always comparing. All right, stop making things up. But seeing how quickly you ate it, I guess my cooking passed the test. If it's unavoidable, just say it's not to your taste. Pretty much, yeah. Because I remember, what was it? One Christmas, one of my first ones living in the same city as Iduna and her partner, they invited me over for, like, a Christmas dinner. And Iduna tried to make turkey for the first time. And her partner took like one bite and was like, it's kind of dry. And like, that's not what you say to someone who spent hours slaving over a turkey. Because making turkeys, that's an all-day intensive effort. And like, yeah, like, the mood was ruined. I, like, just wanted to leave. Iduna was trying not to cry at the table. I'm like, yay, Merry Christmas. I mean, I get it. To me, like, turkey is always dry, especially if it's the white meat. That's why I only eat the dark meat. Could have just asked. It's like, do you have like gravy? It's like, is there gravy or something? It's like, it's a little dry for me. Not it's too dry or whatever. Yeah, I'm like sitting here the third wheel at the table like, bro, what are you doing? All day to make good, 3 seconds to ruin it. Literally! Like, turkey takes so long to make, it's easy to mess up, but like, especially when it takes hours. And the only way to make turkey not dry is to like baste it every like, I think it's like every half an hour to an hour or something. Like, it's very intensive. Sayako smiled with satisfaction as she took the empty lunchbox away. By the way, your grandpa's condition. It's stabilized now, hasn't it? Yeah, he's out of danger. The doctor recommended keeping him under observation a bit longer, but he should be discharged soon. That's great to hear. He had such a persistent fever before, and he kept muttering strange things. I was really worried. Yeah. I thought back to the day I arrived in the village. Grandpa lay unconscious in bed, his forehead burning with fever, murmuring endlessly. My mom and dad had been beside themselves with worry. Good thing his fever broke, otherwise we were planning to take him to a big hospital. Grandpa probably wouldn't want to leave the village, right? Well, if he's unconscious with the fever, he doesn't get a choice in the matter. Yeah, he kept saying he didn't want to go to the city, and since the doctor said it's not too serious, he's staying here for now. That's a relief. She sounded like she was finally at ease, but her eyes drifted towards the window. I hesitated for a moment, then casually suggested, I was thinking of visiting Grandpa at the hospital this afternoon. Want to come with me? I expected her to say yes. After all, Sayoko seemed closer to Grandpa than I was, having lived in the village. But her expression stiffened instantly. I think I'll pass. Huh? Why? I don't really like hospitals. The smell, the atmosphere, they remind me of bad things. Ah, yes, her mom died. I see it now. Yeah, hospitals are like that, but that Dr. Kiryu, she seems pretty nice, doesn't she? Dr. Kiryu, huh? She's definitely a skilled doctor. She came from abroad, you know. From abroad? Why would someone like that work at a small clinic here in the village? I mean, small towns need doctors. You don't know? Sayoko's eyes widened slightly, as if surprised by my ignorance. Should I? Well, Dr. Kiryu's father, I heard he was here during the war. During the war? You mean World War II? She nodded, her expression turning a little more serious. Her father was a military doctor back then. He left the village after the war and never returned. Oh, right, your grandpa came to the village around that time too. They were in the same unit. That sudden piece of information left me stunned. Dr. Kiryu's father and grandpa knew each other? Then why did she come here? Does the reason really matter? Sayoko pursed her lips slightly, her tone vague and distant. Whatever her reason, she's here now, isn't she? Her rhetorical question gently pushed the topic back towards me. I had the feeling I was prying into something I shouldn't. So I nodded and wisely didn't pursue it further. Yeah, there's already weird stuff going on here and no one wants to talk about it. Alright, my mission for today is complete. Time for me to go. Yeah, let me walk you back. No need. I walk this path all the time. Know it better than you. She smiled faintly, her eyes carrying a hint of wariness, as though she didn't want to say more. With that, she turned and slid the door open. The paper door closed with a soft, smooth sound. Silence fell in its wake, broken only by the faint clack-clack of the old fan turning in the corner of the room. Its sound as noticeable as a heartbeat. She doesn't trust him at all. Literally, she's only here because, she was told to. Sheesh! Staring at the now closed door, I found myself replaying the moment Sayoko had mentioned the hospital. Her tone had suddenly grown subdued, and there was a subtle sense of unease in her manner. What could have caused that? So, I guess. What? Oh, there's coding issues. Whoops. So was she resentful towards the doctor? Maybe it has something to do with her family? Could she have suffered from some illness? Family? Maybe it has something to do with her family. I remembered my mother once mentioned that the mayor's household was just the father and daughter. It seems her mother may have passed away early. Oh, so she's the daughter of the mayor. I see. Hopefully they can fix this up by release because I'm liking it a lot. Me too! I think I already wish listed it, but I will definitely do it. Also, I will put links to the stuff we play on stream in the Discord for anyone who wants to grab stuff. Because, I mean, I put the title on the screen, but it's easy to forget sometimes. For someone who has been through something like that, the hospital probably isn't a pleasant memory. I shook my head, trying to scatter these messy thoughts. In the end, these are her private matters. The light in the room grew dimmer, shadows lengthening along the walls, and a drowsy atmosphere slowly spread throughout the space. If I stay here any longer, my brain's going to rot. I walked to the wall hook, grabbed the keys, and behind me, the whirring of the fan came to a stop. I should go out for a bit. Maybe visit Grandpa at the hospital and get some fresh air. Not gonna comment on the fan just stopping the second you pick up the keys? That's weird. I stepped outside where the air smelled of heat and soil. Yeah, don't fall in the rice paddies in the dark. The village path was narrow and winding, flanked by low houses and yellowing fields. The cicadas screeching loudly. Ah, the higurashi. Looking up at the sky, the clouds lit by the setting sun looked like a blazing fire. I walked along the narrow path towards the village center. Just as I reached a fork in the road, a voice suddenly called out from behind me. Who the heck is this? Is this Oishi? Higurashi means cicada. Hey, kid. Do you know how to get to the hospital around here? Huh? Like the bug? Yes, like the bug. Higurashi is the Japanese word for cicadas. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, that famous visual novel, literally means when the cicada cry, so... Huh? I look at him with suspicion. Flow shirt, sunglasses, a lazy smirk, and a kind of... hard to define but vaguely dangerous aura. Looked like a gangster who had wandered into the wrong scene. Don't look at me like that. I'm a legit guy. He shrugged and pulled a business card from his pocket, handing it to me. I'm an editor for a magazine. Here to do a special report. On what? Name's Fujisawa. And you are? I hesitantly accepted the card and glanced at it. His name and magazine office address were printed on it. Editorial Department of Monthly Bizarre Archive. Masahiko Fujisawa. I thought it was gonna say Monthly Bizarre Adventure, and I'm like, JoJo? Mr. Fujisawa, is it? I'm Hayato Takano. Bizarre Archive. Never heard of it. Is it a gossip magazine? Not surprised. Fujisawa waved his hand with a grin. It's a pretty niche magazine with pitiful sales. I handle the local folklore and ghost story section. Sometimes I also cover urban legends and missing person cases. But hey, Takano-kun, your accent doesn't sound local. Are you here sightseeing? Though, from what I know, this village doesn't even have an inn for tourists. I could sense his eyes studying me from behind those sunglasses. I'm just visiting relatives. Visiting relatives, huh? Must be nice. He stretched with a yawn. His gaze swept across the lush mountains in the distance. His tone casual, yet tinged with a faint unease. This place has a vibe, not quite strange, but quite in a way that feels unnatural. The villagers all speak very carefully, like there's something no one wants to talk about. You're not talking about that legend of the Tsuchigumo, are you? And so, since we're talking about Japanese words, Tsuchigumo literally means earth spider, but it's the name of a type of demon. They mentioned it briefly in Raging Loop when they were talking about spiders in folklore. Fujisawa's eyebrow twitched, clearly surprised I brought it up. Oh? Looks like you do know something. Sorry, I sneezed. Give me 1 sec, I need to blow my nose. There we go. So it's Mushi Okuri is bug sending. I guess that makes sense because like kuru can mean like to come to to arrive kind of thing. Rumors tend to spread around this time. Yeah, I've heard a bit. Something about a spider demon sealed in the mountains. Just one of those old school spooky tales, right? I scratched my head, then hesitantly added. Though I don't really know much about this bug sending festival you mentioned. Not surprising. Young folks like you probably don't care much about that kind of thing. But I've heard this village's bug sending festival isn't some symbolic event like throwing beans during Setsubun to drive away demons. Setsubun is... I think it's at the first 3 days of February. You're, literally, like it says, there's, like, it's about getting rid of bad luck for, like, the new year and stuff like that. So you throw beans to expel demons. And that is also why, Ito in Genshin Impact, for those who play Genshin Impact, is allergic to beans. Because he's an Oni, right? There's like some kind of pun reason why it's beans they throw at Oni, but I can't remember what the pun is. They might generally believe that if the ritual isn't held, something terrible will happen. To them, the curse of the Tsuchigumo isn't just a legend. Then, Mr. Fujisawa, did you come here to investigate the legend of the Tsuchigumo? Rather than being interested in the legend itself, I'm more intrigued by that place called the Hiruko Cave. Hiruko Cave? What is that? Fujisawa tilted his head slightly, as if choosing his words carefully. Then his tone slowed down. It's said to have been the nest of the Tsuchigumo. Of course, maybe the Tsuchigumo is just a made-up campfire story, but that cave, Hiruko Cave, is real. in the mountains near here. He stepped half a pace closer to me and lowered his voice, speaking with a hint of theatrical mystery. Did you know? On August 13th, 1945, a mass suicide took place there. Of course it did. Mass suicide? Never heard of it, right? Fujisawa adjusted his sunglasses and his tone dropped another notch lower. Apparently, a unit was stationed near here, and for some unknown reason, the soldiers began killing each other inside the cave. Because it happened on the day Japan formally surrendered, the authorities at the time labeled it a patriotic death. Just like many other incidents from that era, it was hastily closed without thorough investigation. A chill ran down my spine. Are you serious? Even though it's been over 40 years, I've managed to find some memos from that time, and letters written by the soldiers' families. Excuse me. Among those soldiers, one came out alive, only he had lost all of his memories. That survivor's name, it can't be found anymore. Maybe the military covered it up, or maybe someone deliberately erased it. My breath caught for a moment. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be? So earlier you said you were heading to the clinic. Was that? Yeah, I heard the village doctor is a beautiful foreign woman. Folks in the neighboring town are all talking about her. He grinned. The look behind his sunglasses had a mischievous glint. I poked around a bit. Rumor has it her father used to be a military doctor. Maybe he knew something. I figured maybe I could dig something up from her. I see. Sorry, but I'm not really familiar with the clinic's location either. I just got back to the village. Still don't know my way around. No wonder you looked so lost. Maybe we're both strangers in a strange land. He paused, then casually asked, So where are you heading next? Maybe I can point you in the right direction. Oh, here we go. Let's go to the shrine. I pondered for a moment before replying carefully. I'm planning to visit the shrine. Fujisawa looked momentarily surprised, then showed an expression that said just as I thought. Oh? Going to pray for safety from the gods? Makes sense, newcomer like you. Wanting peace of mind is normal. He said it lightly, but I could hear a trace of probing hidden in his tone. Seeing that I didn't respond, he took the initiative to give me directions. If it's the shrine, head along the rice paddy path over there. Go through that bamboo grove, and when you see the torii gate, you're there. The shrine's built on a slope, lots of steps, so be careful not to slip. But one piece of advice. The shrine priest isn't exactly friendly. If you meet him, don't ask too many questions, or you might get kicked out. I forced a slightly awkward smile and nodded in thanks, though I couldn't shake my unease. Got it, thanks. Well then, see you, Takuno-kun. I'm heading the other way. Gonna ask someone else for directions. I waved goodbye to Fujisawa. Only after he turned and walked away did I exhale softly. The shrine, huh? Ever since I was a child, my mother warned me to stay away from places like that. She never explained why, but whenever she mentioned the word Miko, there was always some unspoken bitterness in her tone. She would even change the channel if a festival scene came on TV. I never understood why she was so averse to shrines, but under her influence, I usually avoided them if I passed by, and yet now I was heading there on purpose. I guess Mom has some history here. Wild grass brushed past my ankles in the depths of the bamboo grove. Birds chirped intermittently, and the wind rustled. The dirt path was damp and slippery underfoot. The Tory gate loomed ahead. Oh, we're running out of the text box now. But it already felt as if I had stepped across the threshold of some kind of ritual. Ahead was a small courtyard at the end of the shrine path. A stone incense burner, the sacred tree, a purification trough, and the main shrine hall. Everything here exuded a weathered charm, as if time itself had deliberately slowed in this place. Everything here. You're repeating yourself now. Oh no. I stood in the center of the clearing, looking around. The area was empty. There were no other worshippers in sight. Since I'm here, I might as well put on a show and look around. On the stone platform near the water pavilion, moss had spread thickly, especially slippery near the water basin. Drops from the bamboo spout splashed gently into the basin, forming tiny ripples. I picked up a wooden ladle. The surface was covered in fine scratches, and some areas had darkened with age. Looking closer at the inside rim of the water basin, I noticed some irregular engravings near the edge. I averted my eyes and placed the ladle back where it was. Beside the main shrine, a narrow path led towards the buildings at the back. The trail was strewn with pebbles and fallen leaves, crunching softly underfoot. Looking ahead, the end of the path was completely obscured by dense trees, just layers of overlapping leaves and tangled branches. A breeze blew from that direction, carrying the damp scent of leaves and soil, bringing a chill that made me uneasy. I hesitated for a moment, but didn't go any further. The main shrine stood quietly at the far end of the courtyard. Up close, the red-painted doors were chipped, the exposed wood beneath darkened by age. The Shimenawa rope hung slack under the lintel, and one end drooping and swaying faintly. Shimenawa is like the sacred rope. So, in a lot of anime, you'll see, like, at a shrine, there's, like, a rope tied around the tree. That's the Shimenawa. The shrine doors were shut tight. I stood on tiptoe and peered through the gap. Inside, it was dim, with a faint, musty scent of incense, ash, and old wood drifting out. The weeds in the courtyard were growing wildly, almost reaching my ankles. Even the cracks beneath the stepping stones were packed with small plants, making each step feel soft and squishy. Amid the overgrowth, I stepped on something hard and irregular. Looking down, I saw a broken old brick with scorched edges. It looked like remnants of some incense burning ritual. After exploring the shrine courtyard, I stood in front of the water pavilion. The only sound left was the rhythmic drip of water from the bamboo pipe. The air was filled with the fresh scent of plants and soil. This faint stillness, like a thin veil, wrapped around me, making my thoughts drift aimlessly. Suddenly, I felt a faint itch on my arms and calves, like something had gently bitten me. Instinctively, I scratched my neck. It was itchy too. Oh, not the bug bites! Uh-oh. did you get bit by bugs or did you touch, like, poison ivy? Soon the itching grew more intense. I looked down and saw several swollen red welts had appeared on my arms. The edges were slightly raised, tender to the touch, yet irresistibly itchy. I frowned and quickly stepped over to the water pavilion, scooped up a ladle of cold water, and splashed it over the itchy area. The chill helped suppress the irritation, and my skin tightened slightly. Just as I was about to scoop another ladle to rinse another spot, something in the corner of my eye caught my attention. On the mossy, deep edge of the basin, oh no, the mosquitoes! On the mossy, damp edge of the basin, several large mosquitoes were calmly resting. Their thin black legs and translucent wings were clearly visible, and their swollen abdomens suggested they just had a feast. No doubt they were the culprits behind my discomfort. I mean, it makes sense. Standing water in the summer. However, just as I raised the ladle to strike, the mosquitoes seemed to sense danger in advance. With a simultaneous buzz, they flew up and vanished before I could hit them. Too swift to believe. My ladle sliced through the air in vain, stirring only a weak breeze. Frustrated, I flailed the ladle at the empty air a few more times. He's lost it already. The whoosh whoosh sound echoed loudly in the quiet courtyard, startling several sparrows under the eaves into fluttering away mid-groom. Oh my god. I heard the hum of wings behind me. Without turning, I knew more mosquitoes were on the approach. I spun around immediately, scooped a full ladle of icy water, and hurled it backwards without thinking. Yep. I saw that coming. Cool water droplets rolled through the girl's black hair. The soft tips were already soaked, clinging to her pale cheeks in thin strands. Absolutely called it, right? Though she didn't fall in the water, she just got splashed with water, but still. I felt the urge to reach out and brush them aside, but knew it would be inappropriate, so I stood awkwardly frozen in place. She curled her arms slightly, trying to shield herself from the splash of water just now. But her movement was too hasty. Her wide white sleeve got soaked instantly, the fabric drooping against her slender arm. That nearly transparent dampness coldly emphasized the fragility of her frame, contrasting sharply with the dignified aura of her Miko attire. I wanted to say something, even if it was just, "Do you want a towel?" or the like. But my throat felt stuck, and all I could do was open my mouth soundlessly. She wiped her face with her damp sleeve, revealing eyes shimmering with moisture. That gaze, it wasn't just surprise and fluster. There was a faint trace of displeasure as well. I mean, I would also be displeased if some random person threw water on me. For some reason, seeing her like that gave rise to an inexplicable ache in my heart. I have to do something. Apologize. I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to. The girl glanced at me indifferently, her expression showing little emotion. She stood up gracefully, but without haste, and patted the moisture off her sleeves. Droplets fell from the edge of her garment, shattering into translucent petals upon the stone pavement. At that moment, my eyes involuntarily drifted to her profile. She looked younger than me, yet carried a poised dignity like the shrine itself, solemn, ancient, inscrutable. Are you okay? I'm really sorry about earlier. You're not from the village. Her voice was clear and cool, tinged with a distant aloofness that made me straighten my back unconsciously. I froze, still clutching the damp ladle in my hand, like a thief caught trespassing somewhere forbidden. I'm Hayato. I'm staying here for the summer. I explained instinctively, more flustered than she was, despite having been the one who got splashed. My grandfather is Kuze Ichiro. He lives here in the village. The moment I said that, something flickered in her eyes. But she didn't respond. Instead, after a moment of silence, her voice returned, calm, but with an unmistakable trace of wariness. If you want to play with water, go somewhere else. Don't touch the shrine's water pavilion. She turned her gaze away as if expecting me to leave on my own. You're the shrine maiden, right? I was here to pray, actually. She paused, tilting her face slightly, still unreadable. To pray? Yeah, I heard the shrine seals the mountain demon Tsuchigumo, so I wanted to, pray for safety or something. Even as I said it, I could feel the flimsy excuse crumbling. I was just trying to come up with a reason to talk to her more, pretending to be interested in the shrine. You believe in the Tsuchigumo legend? Her tone wasn't mocking, but it lacked any hint of agreement. Well, sort of. I scratched my cheek, trying to sound casual, but as I spoke, I realized I was more sincere than I thought. I heard a bit about it when I visited the village as a kid. They said there was a huge spider demon in the mountain that ate people. It scared me a lot back then. Under her calm gaze, I started to feel like one of those paranormal fanatics, obsessed with ghost stories and occult TV shows. But then again, maybe she was one of them too? Now that I think about it, the legend reminds me a lot of the Yamata no Orochi myth. A monstrous creature terrorizes people, then gets sealed by a heroic deity. I paused, sneaking a glance at her. She did interrupt, or look annoyed. Honestly, I'm really curious. Why are these stories passed down generation after generation? People still make offerings, show reverence, even hold the bug sending festival? Her expression remained unreadable, but she lowered her gaze slightly, as if listening or weighing something. You'd pray without even knowing who you're praying to? Her voice was still calm, but to me, it felt like a blunt and unforgiving question. You're back? Hime says hello. Very nice. I say hello back. She had a point. I didn't even know which deity the shrine honored. I must have looked like some clueless outsider. Sorry, could I ask who the shrine is dedicated to? She tilted her head slightly, as if trying to judge whether I was truly curious or just rambling again. You don't need to know. During the month of the Bug-Sending Festival, the main hall is closed to the public. Outsiders aren't allowed to worship. Outsiders. The word came out harsh, not with hostility, but with a clear, deliberate line drawn in the sand. I opened my mouth to say something, but stopped. I didn't really have the right to ask more. She lowered her gaze and turned towards the worship hall. The evening sunlight stretched her shadow long behind her. The damp sleeves of her clothing clung to her elbows, swaying gently with each step. I stood there in a daze for a while, my mind tangled in chaotic thoughts. Her figure disappeared under the eaves of the worship hall, and silence once again returned to the area. I looked down at my wrist. The welts left by the mosquito's bites had swollen even more. Even worse, I'd cracked the ladle in the commotion. You broke it! Oh, damn. All that remained beside the basin was a trembling pool of reflected light. Just my luck, I muttered softly. The wind came down from the mountains, carrying a faint scent of wood and the dampness of moss. I turned to glance towards the base of the mountain. The sun was slowly setting. The shadows along the fields had grown long. If I don't leave now, I might not make it home before dark. I turned and walked down the stone steps. The Tory behind me stood in silence under the evening light, and yet I couldn't help glancing back once more. That shrine maiden from earlier. Just what kind of person is she? I didn't even know her name, and yet I felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity. How dare you forget your childhood friend? That abrupt feeling suddenly surfaced in my heart, making me smile bitterly. Maybe the sun was too strong, and it baked my brain. I descended the shrine steps, gravel crunching softly underfoot in the cool breeze. The air still held the lingering scent of sandalwood and damp wood. It only reminded me of the smell of old picture books in the corner of my elementary school library. It was a comforting scent, as if times long past were still hidden somewhere, quietly waiting for someone to look back. The sun had quietly sunk behind the mountain, leaving only a faint orange glow that gently scattered over the rice ridges and eaves, tinting everything in a soft, warm hue. The road home was much quieter than during the day. Even the chirping of insects seemed to retreat deep into the fields, leaving only the soft whisper of air by my ears. A sudden gust of wind blew past, making the scarecrow at the edge of the field sway. Its ink-drawn smile twisted in the wind, grinning at me, or so it seemed, nearly making me stumble. I shivered. I couldn't tell if it was the illusion that startled me, or if the evening chill had crept up my neck. Or maybe the mosquitoes really were relentless. My arms were already covered in itchy bumps, and I felt like my very spirit had been drained. I couldn't help quickening my pace with only one thought left in my mind: get home quickly. I stepped inside and took off my shoes. It was still hot, but the house no longer felt like the dead silence of midday, as if forgotten by time. I walked slowly into the living room and turned on the fan without thinking. With a creak, the fan began to spin, stirring the air and dissipating some of the day's lingering staleness. Sitting in front of the low table, I accidentally touched my pocket and felt a slightly crumpled slip of paper. The business card Fujisawa had slipped me. stared at the card, zoning out for a while without realizing it. Just who is that guy, really? He acted all cheerful and carefree, not like a bad person. But sometimes his smile felt too slick, hard to read. To be honest, I never liked people who pry into others' businesses, and I didn't want him bothering Grandpa just to dig up some history. And yet, maybe he had gotten into my head, because I couldn't stop wondering either. What exactly had Grandpa experienced in the past? That event Fujisawa mentioned, was it real? Why did he choose to stay in this remote mountain village after the war, never wanting to return to city life? Fujisawa wasn't wrong. Sometimes the more something is hidden, the more you want to know. I put the business card back on the table, my fingertips gliding lightly over its surface, as if probing a path I hadn't yet decided to take. For some reason, my heart was wavering. I told myself it was just a passing thought. Maybe by tomorrow I wouldn't care anymore. I stood up, walked to the closet, and slowly laid out the futon on the tatami. The floorboards creaked softly, and the coolness beneath my feet seeped upwards, making me shiver. Night fell like water, quietly flowing into this old house. I lay down in the futon, peering through the sliding paper door's gap, watching the blurry tree shadows outside sway gently in the wind, as if whispering secrets. But my mind still echoed with fragments of the day, the shrine maiden's quiet gaze, the water pavilion at the shrine, and the business card Fujisawa left behind. I let out a soft sigh, rolled over, and pulled the blanket higher over my shoulders. The fan beside me hummed steadily, like a whisper keeping watch through the night. Before I knew it, my eyelids grew heavy. My thoughts began to blur. Day 1 end. Thank you for playing the demo! Yay! Leave a comment on the Steam community or join our player group. Send an email to Slime. I like it. I like it. I like it. They need to work out some quality assurance stuff with the text bleeding over the dialogue boxes, but other than that, it was very good. Excellent. All right. Let's see what else I got for us. Do 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 do. Games loading, opening, doing something. There we go. Da 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 da. All right. Do do do. The music is already 20 out of 10. Alright. You are assigned by the organization to hunt down the escaped test subjects. Every action unfolds through turn-based card battles. Persuasions or reconciliation, conflict or closure. So it's like a deck builder game with some slight horror vibes from what I've seen. So let's see how this goes. Damn. Only darkness ahead. Where am I? There seem to be no boundaries around, no sound, no shape. The sound of the heart beating echoes clearly in the silence. Oh, I like this. I love this. Take a deep breath. Adjust your state. Memory is returning. Regulate breathing. Move the heart to the far right. Regulate breathing. Move heart to between two cards. I've remembered my mission. I am hunting a group of highly dangerous subjects. The final order from the organization is clear. Persuade first. If they resist, eliminate them. At this moment, a trace of hostility resurfaces in my senses. Something seems to be silently watching me in this darkness. We play Code 6. The disconnect in my consciousness was likely some kind of mental interference. The subject capable of this is codenamed Karma Mirror. My vision and hearing are still distorted. I can't sense my surroundings, but I know clearly this space is nothing more than a constructed illusion. As long as I focus, I can grasp the essence of this ability. Before I see through it entirely, I must first block this round of attacks. Move the heart to the far right to dodge damage. Click to enter. Die. Go. I understand now. What an interesting ability. His ability is called Echo Vision. It creates continuous interference in both visual and auditory perception. And right now, I'm trapped in a mental labyrinth constructed by him. Next, it's time to fight back. Use attack to tear apart this darkness. Draw a card, bottom left corner. Withdraw all defenses, bring out attack cards. Let me organize my thoughts and forget unused abilities. Drag an unnecessary defense card to this discard bin. The familiar feeling returns. I remember my ability. I can mimic the ability structures I fully understand and convert them into usable moves. Using resonance, I can awaken these remembered powers and use them. Drawing a card will consume resonance. Each victory grants more resonance. I've broken free from your mental control. Now, it's time to complete my mission. Oh, hello there. I like the anime girl he has on his button. Click to enter. Oh. As expected, your mental strength is stable. The interference lasted only a moment. No wonder the organization sent a masterpiece like you. But she doesn't belong to you. I will never let her fall into your hands and become a sacrifice for that plan. Afternoon of April 6th. Today was supposed to be the final performance of Pale, a popular diva on her national tour. But just before the performance began, the fugitive test subject, codenamed Karma Mirror, launched an assault, breached security, and forcibly took Asabai. He was the key figure in causing the mass escape of test subjects. He is now completely out of control. His actions are extremely dangerous and could expose many secrets of the organization. And I was sent to end him. You've caused too much chaos. There's no way out, Karma Mirror. Your end is already determined. Deal 3 damage. Deal 1 damage. Adjacent cards gain 3 armor. I don't care who you are. Asabai, I will take her with me. Physical strength ultimately has its limits. The next bullet will pierce your heart. Let's see if I can understand this right. Heh. Taking a bullet with your body. Looks like calling you a monster is more appropriate. You're right. The body does have its limits. But for my fist, stopping this bullet is nothing more than instinct. You stopped it with your fist? We're in frickin' JoJo's Bizarre Adventures now. Deal 1 damage to the right card and 3 damage to the enemy. The beauty of defense. I think we got him, folks. So no resonance, so we can't draw a card. but that's fine. We got him. Okay, bye. At last, Karma Mirror collapsed from a punch. His heart stopped beating. All signs of life vanished within seconds. Death occurred in an instant, and thus, my mission came to an end. The final target ended just like that? To explain everything, we have to go back 2 days ago, April 4th. 2 days earlier. The organization issued an emergency order. Several dangerous test subjects escaped together during a sudden accident and are now missing. These subjects were humans who awakened supernatural powers under the influence of the shadow of the stars. They were originally secretly held in an institute under observation and control. But now they've gone rogue, escaped, and are hiding in the city. This is a crisis that cannot be made public. So, the organization chose to send me, the only one capable of solving this quickly. My mission was clear: retrieve all the subjects. Persuasion first. If they resist, eliminate them. The first target was code-named Rin. The final one, Karma Mirror. It begins here, tracking down the first target. Rin. Oh, Rin can mean cold. So that makes sense. This is a profile of the subject Rin. Confirming intel. Preparing to depart. Possesses their ability to freeze air, forming large masses of ice. Can attack with icy air spikes, or create defensive walls from frozen air. Extremely cautious, she appears calm, but her powers are dangerous. Do not trust her surface demeanor. Start. Oh, she's cute! At the end of the old street, shrouded in cold mist, a slender figure leans under a street lamp, with unfrozen ice crystals drifting in the air. This girl, she's the first target of our mission, code name Rin. She looks even more harmless than the files suggest, but her abilities are no joke. Ah! Are you here to see me? You must be the new friend from the sanatorium, right? I'm gonna try something here. Okay. Don't be so stiff. Your face looks so mean. Come on, play with me. Ow. They say persuasion first, but how do we do the thing? Oof. Okay. Yeah. Yikes. The opponent will attack your heart. The right card gains 4 armor adjacent cards. Jinwei's expression changed suddenly. She's got a whole different name now. Game time is over. Your heartbeat, your breathing, unnaturally steady. You carry the same scent as those people. Who exactly are you? She's starting to shut herself off emotionally. I can easily see how closed off someone is. That's the heart lock. And I know clearly, reducing the heart lock helps build trust step by step. Once trust is established, weaknesses will follow. Negotiation, coaxing, even threats. I'm well versed in these tactics. This is how I should proceed next. Move the dialogue card onto the field. The girl's defenses slightly faltered. Just keep talking and you'll be fine. Keep that one. You said you're here to save me? Ow. Well, that is the plan. Can we get anything else? Gains 5 armor. Symphony of timepieces. Do you really want to understand me? Rin's tone turned cold and she let out a soft laugh. Then, answer me one question first. Are you with the organization? Ouchie, sometimes to earn trust, it's not about telling the truth, but saying what the other person wants to believe. Control your heartbeat rhythm and respond. Affirmation. her, my identity is no secret, so I might as well admit it. This time, choosing affirm might actually gain her trust. Withdraw dialogue and move the affirm card onto the field. That's right, I work for the organization, but that doesn't mean I agree with them. Interesting answer. The chill around you doesn't lie. You are indeed one of them. But your eyes seem different. Keep talking. The ice crystals beside the girl began to tremble violently, as if they could pierce my heart at any moment. But it's clear that I've gained some trust. Then, do you know about the RO6 plan? Never heard of it. But now's not the time to hesitate. Choose affirm and try to make up a convincing lie. Oh, great! Of course, RO6 is a containment plan for extremely dangerous test subjects. I'm here to make sure you don't get dragged into it. I'm not here to hurt you, only to bring you back to the sanatorium where it's safer. She fell silent, her gaze shifting slightly. She's weighing her thoughts. The way you speak, it's not quite like theirs. One last question, a very crucial one. I might go with you, but can you guarantee our absolute safety? Absolute, huh? A promise too perfect only breeds doubt. Now's the moment to give the right answer. I can't promise absolute safety, but I will do everything I can to keep you alive. That answer is more comforting than a perfect lie. The girl wavered. This is the moment I was waiting for. A crack appeared in her heart lock. Strike the vulnerability! Woof. Deal 80 damage to the enemy. What? No way! I wanted to save her. I don't like that. Rose has a powerful healing ability that indiscriminately restores the health of all nearby beings. I think this is like a good gist of the demo, so I won't keep going here. Because obviously it's just gonna keep being the same thing. But I do like the vibe on this one. I might give it a try once it actually comes out. Kind of would depend on the length of it, because if it's too sometimes if these types of games are too short, they kind of leave you wanting is the word I'm looking for. Let's see here. All right. Well, we'll start up one more and then we'll wrap it up. I mean, it'll be a shorter stream, but can't be helped. Do 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 do. Now, where is it? There we go. This is like the one detective game that I had been looking forward to. This is, what is it? Farewell. Yeah, there we go. Farewell, my beloved. My beloved. There we go. Since it's a roguelike, I imagine it'll be more replayable, but the same formula. Makes sense. Makes sense. New game. Harmonica presents. Ooh, this is such good vibes. Yes. Yes. Oh. The good vibes are over. Oof. Shot, then shoved out a window. Chapter 1. That definitely didn't last long. Nope. Oh, hello. Is this the protagonist? What? What is that knocking? Is somebody at my door? I think this is a hotel room. Because it's got like a floor plan map on the back of the door. Open up! This is the police! The police? You have 5 seconds until we bust this door down. Okay, all right, I'm getting up. Is it supposed to be silent? No, it is not. That's my fault. Because of the, since my desktop audio has been on the glitch, I've had to change it to audio application. There you go. You didn't miss much except for some orchestral music. Yeah, this is definitely a hotel room. Put your hands where I can see them. You're under arrest. Under arrest? What for? You know what you did, you heartless monster. A murder has taken place in this very room, and you're the culprit. I'm sorry? A murder has taken... I beg your pardon? So what? The dude who died, stole our identity? What? Yes, here's what I was excited about. It's the same menu style as Famicom Detective Club. Think, what is going on here? Famicom 4. Except there's no Megumi Ogata call. This man is out for blood. Great. This is my hotel room. Room 105 on the first floor. Delightful. Talk? Murder? That's right, buddy. A murder took place in this very room only a short time ago. Where's the body? Where's the blood? But that's impossible. I've been in here all night. You really aren't helping your case, pal. Not even Detective Gumshoe is this dense. Hi, Butter. Happy weekend. Happy weekend to you too. Talk. Room. Officer? Are you sure you have the right room? Shut it! I don't want to hear another word out of you. How can I get him to listen to me? He must be in the wrong place, but how can I prove that to him? Need to find out more about this murder. Still playing dumb, eh? Criminals like you make me sick. To think you could throw a man out of a window 5 stories to his death? We're on the ground floor. Oh, how do you mess up that bad? We're on the ground floor, room 104. Officer, you said a man was thrown out of the window of this room and fell 5 stories to his death? That's right, but that doesn't make any sense at all. Oh yeah, and why not, wise guy? Because we're on the first floor. But I was told 105, or was it 501? 501, Officer Loader. Hello? Boss! You were taking so long to join us at the scene, I was beginning to wonder if you got lost. But I see now you were just harassing this young man. That's right, sir! My mistake, sir! I will have your badge. The rest of the team is waiting for you upstairs. I'll join you in a minute. Yes, sir! What, no apology? Apologies for Officer Loader. He can sometimes get a little carried away, you know? Hey, are you alright? You know, you're not actually under arrest. Deep breaths! Deep breaths! Yeah, I'm alright. Just, what exactly is going on here? Perfectly reasonable question. I guess I could let you in on the situation. It's the least I could do after my officer disturbed your sleep so rudely. Hey, what's your name? What shall I call myself? Hang on. I've got a wise idea. You know how Sherlock Holmes gets called Sherlock Sholmes to get around the copyright? What if we did the same with Diana Amelis? What kind of name do we get then? That is technically what you get, but I'm scrambling it even further. We got Ciel Damelna now. I scrambled the letters around. Nice to meet you, Ciel. Oh, well, there's a space. Oops. I'm Detective Deltry. What would you like to know? Detective. A police detective. Thank God he showed up when he did. I might be in handcuffs right now. What's going on? Murder. Was someone really murdered here? Earlier tonight, a man fell to his death from a room on the 5th floor of this hotel through a shattered window. And we heard absolutely nothing, apparently. It's a bit of an odd situation, but despite Officer Loader's enthusiasm, it's too early to say if foul play was involved. Anyway, I'm shocked you slept through the commotion. Did you hear the sirens? I don't think so. Heavy sleeper, huh? I could tell you a little bit more if you'd like. Commotion. The victim hit the ground pretty close to the hotel's entrance, so it caused quite a scene. A lot of the guests here are still roaming around downstairs, trying to figure out what's going on. I wonder if that includes Emma and Professor Martin. Who's Emma? Who's Professor Martin? Crime scene? Like I said, the victim fell from a room on the 5th floor. Curiously, though, the room he fell from was unoccupied. Technically, nobody should have been in there at all. Strange, right? We haven't ID'd him yet, but he's a man in his mid-30s or so. Well, I think I've said enough. I better get back to the crime scene. You alright now? Yeah, I'm all good. Thanks. Fantastic. Now if you'll just put on these handcuffs. I'm kidding! Man, you Americans really have no sense of humor, huh? Then what the heck are you then? If we're American and you're not, what are you, British? Hi, yes, very funny. Is it really that obvious I'm American? Anyway, don't stay up too late, kid. Get some sleep. Sweet dreams. Get some sleep? After all that? Impossible. My night is ruined. Well, as long as I'm awake, I guess I might as well check out the commotion downstairs. I wonder if Emma and Professor Martin are awake. Go to hotel entrance. Okay, yeah, this is very clearly Europe. Now that we can see the outside of the building. So it's true, huh? Hey, is that? She looks so 90s. Hey, Emma. Oh, Seal, where have you been? Don't tell me you slept through all of this. Kind of a funny story about that, actually. Oh, yeah? You did, didn't you? That's just like you. Yeah, I'll, tell you later. So, I guess someone really did die here. Yeah, just back there is where it all happened, I think. You can see the broken window if you look up at the 5th floor. It's hard to tell from here, but it looks like they drew an outline on the street in the spot where they first found the body. Wow, I can't believe it. Pretty scary, right? I sort of wanted to get a closer look at the investigation, but the police are keeping people away from the scene. I A closer look? Are you serious? I know, it's morbid, but I can't help but be a little curious. Aren't you? A little. Have you seen Professor Martin around? Oh yeah, he was here just a second ago. I think he went to get more information from one of the police officers. I'm sure he just wants to make sure everything is safe. Oh, there he is, over there. I wonder what they're talking about. I think he saw us. Oh, hello, Seal. I see you finally woken up. Yes. What's the situation here? Well, they didn't tell me much. They're saying there's no danger, but that we should be cautious. I think they're just as confused as the rest of us, frankly. This is some ghastly business regardless. I must apologize that our trip would end it this way. Oh, it's fine, Professor. It's not your fault. Besides, it'll be an interesting story to tell everyone back home. She's really enjoying this, isn't she? Well, I agree with the police that the safest place for us to be right now would be behind the locked doors of our rooms. I would suggest the two of you head back inside as soon as possible. We will, Professor. Yeah, our rooms are real safe, at least until the cops come knocking. We have an early day tomorrow. Remember that our train departs at 7:10 a.m. Ew! I know it will be hard to sleep after all this commotion, but please try your best. I'll meet you both in the lobby at 6:30, okay? Sleep well now. Good night. Good night, Professor. I guess it is getting late. Maybe we should go back inside. Aha! If it isn't our prime suspect returning to the scene of the crime, what now? Oh, hello, detective. Prime suspect? Detective? Excuse me? It's a long story. You just couldn't resist coming down here, could you? You know, that kind of curiosity might get you in trouble someday. Detective? What's going on here? Is Ciel in trouble? Oh, no. We're just having a laugh, right, buddy? So funny. Ooh-wee, too funny. Well, I just came to check out the status of the investigation down here, so... Oh, have you discovered anything new, detective? Who's asking? Oh, my name's Emma. Ciel and I are both college students from America. I was just... curious? Yes, just curious. College students, huh? What are you studying? Oh, English literature? Oh, God! The most useless degree in the world. Really? Huh. Your friend here doesn't strike me as the type. Don't judge a book by its cover, detective. Well, let's see. If you study literature, you must be pretty inquisitive. Interested in human behavior. Curious. Resourceful, perhaps. I probably shouldn't, but... to be honest, we're about to wrap things up. We're pretty certain we found just about everything there is to find here, and yet... maybe it couldn't hurt if we took one last look around with some fresh eyes on the scene. So I'll tell you what. Just over there is where the body was found. Don't worry, it isn't there anymore. Why don't you two take a quick look? I'll give you a few minutes, and you let me know if you spot anything interesting. Deal? You're going to let us investigate the crime scene? Sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Who knows? Maybe you'll see something we overlooked. What country is this that the police are so chill? Except for that one guy. Plus, let's just say I owe your friend a favor. What do you think, Ciel? Seems like a rare opportunity. I think we should take it. How is this acceptable police procedure? Are you sure this is okay, Emma? Looks like she's getting a head start. Come on, don't be so uptight. It's fine. Trust me, you'll have fun. guy's idea of fun is a little suspect, but I can't deny I'm curious. You know what? Sure. Why not? That's the spirit. I'll be right over there if you find anything or have any questions. Good luck! This is the spot. Let's see if we can find anything. Area. This is where the body was found, right outside the hotel lobby. I've seen so many crime scenes on TV and in movies and stuff, but to be investigating one in real life is surreal. Sold on this one already? Absolutely. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I don't want to play too much more. Because if I get really hooked on this, it's going to really depress me when it takes a lot longer to come out. The detective probably shouldn't be letting us in, so let's make the most of this opportunity while we still can. Alright. I know the feeling exactly, yeah. So this is where the body landed, huh? Yeah, right in between the lamppost and that bush. Should we take a closer look? Sure, let's, just try to stay out of the way. Alright, let's see what we can find. Some shards of glass from the broken window are scattered on the ground. Better watch our step. Oh man, do you see this, Emma? This must be a blood stain. Yeah, how awful. It looks like it was mostly centered around his lower torso. Oh man, I'm gonna be sick. Huh. His lower torso? That's interesting. How so? Well, he died from a fall, right? Why would he be bleeding from his stomach? That's a really good point, actually. We should ask the detective about that. Speak to Daltrey. How's the search going? Talk. Blood. Ah, you noticed that too. The body had a number of cuts, some of them pretty deep. We found blood on pieces of the broken window in the hotel room, so... Oh, the glass. That's right. Still, that's a good catch. I didn't mention the cuts before, so I can tell you're really thinking things through. Keep it up. Let's keep looking. I would like to speak to nobody. Oh, that's how you get rid of the dude. Okay. Okay. There's a guy watching everything from his room on the second floor. He's not being subtle about it. Oh, that's just creepy. I'm not sure I like being watched from above like that. I think he should mind his own business. This is a real crime scene, not some kind of show. Weren't you doing the same thing just a few minutes ago? Huh? No, not at all. I was just curious for the right reasons, and he's not. Whatever you say, Emma. Doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. Roasted. Hey, you! What are you two doing here? This area is off limits. Leave now or I'm bringing you downtown. You again? Calm down. Your boss said we could help. You expect me to believe Detective Jaltry would allow civilians into an active crime scene? Well, I do believe it. That sure sounds like something he'd do. My apologies. I thought you were supposed to be helping investigate the hotel room. Why are you back down here? Oh, They told me they didn't need me, so they sent me back down. But it's okay, I'm ready to help, no matter where I'm told to be. I'm getting the sense this guy's presence isn't wanted in either location. Can I help you with anything, or... Crime scene. From what I was told, the crime was reported very shortly after it happened. Someone in the hotel heard the glass shatter and called us right away, after they looked out the window and saw a body. The station's right down the street, so we got here pretty quick. Nobody's been on the scene but us. Okay. Victim. We don't know anything about the victim yet. He wasn't carrying any form of ID, no wallet or anything. Pretty strange. Detective Daltrey is my hero. I don't care what the other officers say. They got him all wrong. What do they say about him? So what if he doesn't always do things by the book? He's always looking out for people. There's nobody on earth with a bigger heart and a bigger clown nose. Someday I hope to work my way up to detective so I can solve crimes and help people just like him. What do you think, huh? You think I have what it takes to be a detective? No. Yeah, sure, man. Thank you, sir. I will do my best. This guy makes Detective Gumshoe look like he's Edgeworth. Nobody? Stay out of trouble, okay? Sure. It's a street light, nothing special. Old school compared to the ones we see back home these days? You mean the stealth cars? Shame he missed the bush. I wonder if it would have broken his fall. From that high up? I don't think so, y'all. This isn't a movie. I don't know, that bush looks pretty thick to me. Hold on. I think I see something in the bush. Y'all, let's look a little closer. Oh, hey, it's his wallet! Is that a wallet? That's what it looks like. Quick, let's tell the detective. Speak to you. Daltrey. How's the search going? We got a wallet! A wallet in the bush? Hold on a second. Well, would you look at that? Good eyes, you two. This could very well be a huge piece of evidence. Do you think it belonged to the victim? Or maybe the killer? Well, there is an ID in it, but I'm afraid I can't tell you who it belongs to. That would be against protocol. But we're here investigating the crime scene. Oh, so now he cares about protocol. Oh, well, alright, I understand, Detective. Man! Now I just feel like a jerk. Alright, how about this? I may not be able to tell you directly who this wallet belongs to, but if you happen to guess the identity of its owner, maybe I could tell you if you're on the right track. But Detective, how could we possibly guess that correctly? It could be anybody. Listen, being a detective is about much more than merely collecting evidence. Sometimes you need to take that evidence and spin the chessboard around and make a deduction. Look around the scene, talk to some of the other officers, see if you can narrow down the list of suspects. Then tell me what you think. But be warned, I won't be going easy on you. If you guess incorrectly, it's game over. Game over? What does that mean? Okay, you ready? Have fun! When you think you know who the wallet belongs to, just talk with me. He's testing us. Come on, let's see if we can figure this out. No, thank you. Alright. Perfect, yeah. We'll stop here for now, because I feel like if we get any deeper into this, I'm going to be real annoyed when the demo ends. and feel like I'm going crazy waiting for this game to come out. Oops! I keep pushing mute when I switch scenes. Instead of muting the desktop audio capture, I keep muting myself. Friday the 13th stream, indeed, I suppose. This one I'll be definitely keeping an eye out for. Very nice. It's already time to go. It is, unfortunately. I mean, I started later, but it is 10:30 already. Not sure what we'll do tomorrow. Might do some more demos, or we might do one of our other games. I tested out a lot of the demos I grabbed. A whole bunch of them are like more like idle games, or the demos were very, very short. Like in the time it took for me to test it out, it was over. So, we'll see. We'll see what I'm feeling in the morning. Because what is it? I have 3, 5, 6, 7 demos that I still have downloaded. But some of them are definitely more like visual novel length ones. So I don't think we'll get through them all. So stay amazing, of course. But yeah, I will keep you guys posted on what we do tomorrow. Because originally I had Saturday and Sunday as to be determined because I wasn't sure. Pet the Pep and Mogu for you, of course. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side? Nailed it. Trying to see what to raid. Junie's trying to play Final Fantasy IV in Japanese. Oh god. That's an endeavor. Good luck for her. We'll go see Hime. We'll go see Hime. Who says jokes gotta be original? Nobody. Alright, here's raid. For any lurkers who want to keep up with us when we're not streaming, I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. For now, that's going to be it for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. Until next time, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth. Eat good food. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.